Well, and good morning, folks. Welcome. This is Sherman Rain. This is the Living in Vegas podcast, where we come to you Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Talk to you about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas, folks. And we're getting a late start here today. Sorry about that, folks. I had to make an emergency stop before came into the studio this morning, and but we got that all taken care of. Everything's good. We're all good, folks. We're here. Fear not. We are here today, Lord. And want to thank you all for being a part of the show today. Let me double check to see if we're actually even up on YouTube because we're many of you know that we broadcast our show live on YouTube, and so I just want to make sure that we're actually up and that you can see my. There we go. Yeah, we're up. Okay. Um, but we are getting a slight I don't know, late start here today, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be we've got a good show today, and hopefully you'll be with us on Wednesday where we've got just a timely show. Is that is that the right word for it? Yeah, a timely show that we're going to actually have for you, and so you don't want to miss our Wednesday broadcast. And we might actually have to. So here's okay. So let me give you a heads up. I'm going to give you a heads up really quick. Also, we're going to be changing the time of the show. And the reason why is because my schedule has changed dramatically from a year ago, so that it's going to be, it makes it necessary for us to change the start time of the show. So we might be doing the show much earlier in the day. So don't be surprised, folks. Let me put my headphones on and make sure you can actually even hear myself now too. Okay. Oh yeah, I can still hear myself. So don't be surprised if we change the show time, but we'll let you guys know. Okay, that would be something. Matter of fact, we'll put a little post up. And the reason why is because I'm going to be working for the school district. So I'll be out at Clark County School District. I went through. So I'll tell you the story right now. I'll just tell you what happened. So Saturday, I actually went through a training, and the training was basically, what's the best word for it? Hell. Yeah, I know it's one of those trainings where you have to go through these trainings, and what happens is you do this, what would you call it? Tactical training, and you learn how to beat up people. You learn how to be, violent. Well, I shouldn't say violent. Really not violent, but you do learn how to be, more aggressive than I know. I'm generally not an aggressive person, folks. I really am not. I'm actually a very docile person. I can be very, aggressive, but I'm generally not. That's just not me. But so we had to take a class, interesting class. I'll have to tell you the whole story as the show progresses. But after passing that class, I was basically said, "Hey, Sherm, you can be you're going to be you passed the class." So I've passed the class, and so that's kind of where I'm at now. So I'll be working for the school district coming up pretty quick, and looking really forward to that. Do I sound more manly? I've changed my voice just a little bit. Let's do this way. I'm gonna give me a little more bass in my voice because it doesn't sound as bassy as I want it to be. So, an interesting weekend here in the city of Las Vegas, and I want to make sure that all of you were aware of what happened this weekend. The Raiders again lost. Gosh, really? They didn't just lose this weekend, folks. They lost. They lost pretty bad. And so did my Dallas Cowboys. So they lost also. It was just one of those weekends where nothing really went well, and so it is what it is. So let's do this, folks. Let's take a really quick break, and we will. When we come back, we'll talk about some of the cool stuff that's going on here in the city of Las Vegas. I'm Sherman Ray. I'm the publisher of Livin in Vegas magazine, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll be back in just a second. Hi, everybody. It's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you've got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right, and we're back, folks. This is Sherman Ray. This is the Livin in Vegas podcast. Let's start off with a story that I think really impacts a lot of people here in Las Vegas, especially if you're a parent and you've got kids. I got to see one of my grandkids yesterday, and her name is Nevaeh, kind of like heaven spelled backwards. And Nevaeh is just the sweetest girl. She really is. She's 16 years old, and she's just as sweet as she can be. I've been watching her grow up her entire life. And I get the privilege of getting to watch my grandkids grow. So it's just kind of fun to watch them. So this really hurts. There was a young girl. She's also 16 years old, and she was a student here in Las Vegas. She died after a medical emergency during a flag football game. And, it's just a terrible story. So as the story goes, it says she's a Desert Oasis High School principal. Ian Salzman said to the letters Friday, he said, because we are deeply sympathetic, write to inform you of a recent passing of one of our students. And did they even give the name of this? I thought we actually did part of the story yesterday. Her name is Ashari Hughes. The cause of death is still pending. So when we first did this story, we really thought that this was a male, a young boy. But come to find out, it's a young girl, and the thing about it, she looks a lot like my granddaughter. I mean, really a lot like my granddaughter. Just a sweet girl, and she's just starting out life. And evidently she was a part of a flag football game, and she had a medical emergency, excuse me, on Thursday night. And they just don't know. They just don't know why she died. But our hearts and our prayers go out to her family. And we just, what can you do? There's another story, folks. After safely making an emergency landing on US 95, this is almost comical, a plane was hit by an SUV, injuring 3 people, police said. Now, this is a crazy story, folks. This just happened, a couple of days ago. It says, after safely making an emergency landing on US 95 in the Northwest Valley Saturday morning, small plane was struck by a sport utility vehicle and 3 people were injured. The plane's pilot, instructor, pilot, and driver of the Nissan SUV were taken to UMC with injuries that were non-life-threatening. Probably scared the crap out of them, though. And so, can you imagine that, folks? That it's bad enough that your plane dies on you, but you safely land the thing on the road. Okay, so you land the thing on the road. Whew, oh dear Lord, that was close. And then all of a sudden, you get hit. You get hit by some motorist. Now we look on the other side of it, and you say to yourself, "Okay, I'm a driver of the SUV, and I'm just driving down the road, la-di-da, 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 and then all of a sudden, oh crap! I think that's an airplane. I shouldn't hit that thing, but I'm gonna anyways." Is that crazy? This is simply crazy. The DA 22-seater airplane experienced mechanical issues, landed on the left shoulder of the road, so they weren't in the road near Lee Canyon. And this SUV so if you've ever driven up these roads, folks, Lee Canyon, there is, I don't know, you're on this shoulder of the road, and I'm looking at where the guy landed at. There's no reason why some SUV should hit this guy. There's just no way. Especially if you see, unless you just don't see the wing of the plane sticking out, over the road, you probably avoid it. So it says, once the plane landed, the SUV, the Nissan, struck the wing of the plane, damaging the SUV's windshield, according to Highway Patrol. Boy, let's go. So Kevin King, 24 of North Las Vegas, was flying above the scene with an instructor pilot when both saw the collision. Oh gosh, this has got to be thinking, hey guys, you're not going to believe what I just saw. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. I hate to make light of it, I really do, but it's just kind of, it's almost comical that you could have something like that happen. So Vegas Golden Knights, folks. Now we've got a war going on here. I don't know if you know this. We actually have a war, a public relations war, and a community service war on which team, the Vegas Golden Knights or the Las Vegas Raiders, are going to win the hearts of Vegas fans. Okay, so here's the and you'll know why after we talk about the story here. Vegas Golden Knights fans celebrate return of Fan Fest at Fremont Street. So the Vegas Golden Knights made an appearance downtown Las Vegas Fan Fest 2023. The Vegas fans got to attend the first event in 2020, so 3 years ago. So they got to take selfies and get autographs and stuff like that. Chance, the Golden Knights mascot, made an epic entrance via Fremont Street iconic Slotzilla zipline. So he probably came flying down there, which is very cool. And so it's very cool. So the Theodore bobbleheads will be wearing the one and only reverse retro jersey. And they've got, of course, the tickets will be on sale for the next game. So, and I'll give you and we won't talk about the Vegas Golden Knights game this segment. We'll talk about it a little later. So between the Vegas Golden Knights just reaching out to everybody in the Las Vegas area, and the Raiders doing the same thing. And so to make things, I don't know. I think the Raiders have got a step up. I think they do. Even though the VGK are our hometown, they're a homespun, they're a homegrown team for us. The Vegas Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders, just have more people. They got the Raiderettes. It's tough to beat them. That's tough to beat the Raiderettes. All they have to do is walk into a room and every head turns, even though the Vegas Golden Knights have a cheerleading squad that are just second to none. Okay, they're awesome in the world of hockey. But the Raiderettes have got generations of Raiderettes. So even if one broke a chicken wing, a leg, or something like that, they've got a stable of them. They've just got tons of them. So between the two, Vegas is experiencing a renaissance in fandom, and then you add to that the UNLV team, the UNLV component. Okay, we've just got tons of people wanting to love on Las Vegas, and that's cool. That to me is just the coolest thing in the world, that everybody's loving us. There was another story. This story is about, let's stick up in the Mount Charleston area. So Mount Charleston's at capacity. Closures, detours are in effect. Many of you know that over the weekend we got a dump of snow. And it was not just a little bit of snow. You can actually see it over on the Sheep Range, and also Mount Charleston was just inundated. So highways, parking are at capacity, closures, detours are in effect. Said the officials in a tweet. We've noticed lots of folks taking the get here early message seriously, which really seems to be helping spread out the traffic. Keep it up. So if you're going to go up to Mount Charleston, folks, make sure you get there early. Okay, because if you try to get up there, you leave your house at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, you're not going to make it. All the best spots are already taken. And so just make a day of it. Leave early. Just get out there. Have fun. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy Vegas the way it's supposed to be. During the day, you can be down in the city if you want, or during the day, you can be up the mountains, okay? Or you can go out to the lake, okay? Or do whatever. You can do hiking. You can do fishing. You can do anything you want in Las Vegas, because this is the town that never sleeps, folks. It's Vegas. So this is pretty exciting stuff. Oh no! I just missed a story. I got rid of one of my stories here. That's fine. Joe Lombardo is up in Carson City, and many of you know who Joe Lombardo is. Joe Lombardo is our new governor, and he is he was he had a lot of opposition to becoming, not just from his own party, but from the left also. But now he's reigning supreme. It makes you wonder what Steve Sisolak's doing right now, because he's out of a job. Yeah, he's out of a job right now. He was out of a job as of the 3rd, when Joe Lombardo took over the reins over up in Carson City. And the new Nevada governor's chief of staff said on Friday that the administration plans an unprecedented investment in K through 12 education. And that is just music to my ears. Just music to my ears. In 15-minute roundtable, Ben Keikheffer, chief of staff for Republican Governor Joe Lombardo, also vowed that the administration would pursue school choice in all of its forms. Main campaign theme that Lombardo plans to elaborate on later this month, which is actually very cool. Keikheffer, or Keikheffer, it's Keikheffer, I think. Keikheffer also floated the prospect of pay raises for state employees, and so evidently the governor is going to laying out a lot of stuff that he had promised on the campaign trail, which we're very excited to find out if he's going to hold through with some of the stuff that he's talking about, especially education. This is probably one of the preeminent things that we need to really focus in on here as a state, is that our educational system here is just like terrible, just terrible. And I'm very lucky that I'm getting to work for the Clark County School District coming up. I'm looking really forward to that. I know I won't be teaching. I chose not to become a teacher, even though I've got a degree, and my degree is actually in education. It's in adult education. It's actually in counseling, a minor in adult education. So that's kind of my forte, is teaching. But it doesn't allow me the energy after that to continue with all the other stuff I have to do. So I said, no, I'm not going to be a teacher. And it's just a tough gig. It's just, and I don't envy any school teacher with what they've had to do, because I still teach a lot. As a matter of fact, I still teach a lot during the week. So it's very tough. So, that's what you do. What time is it? Oh, let's take another break. Okay, let's take a real quick break, folks. We will be back once again with more of the Livin in Vegas podcast, where we'll talk about the people, the places, the trends, the events shape the city of Las Vegas. When you think of living in Vegas, think living local and the return of cool. I'll be back in just a second. Hi, everybody. It's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you've got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right, we are back, folks. This is Sherman Ray. This is the Livin in Vegas podcast. Thank you all for being a part of the show today. This has been it's been a crazy weekend. I don't know if you've been in Las Vegas all weekend long. We've just had a crazy weekend. A lot of sports activities. As a matter of fact, the Vegas Golden Knights played and they lost this weekend. Gosh, that was kind of a heartbreaker. So they lost to the LA Kings 5-1 on Saturday. It is what it is. And we're going to play this Thursday against the Panthers. Yep, on the 12th. We'll be playing against the Panthers. So, we're still 27-13 with 2 ties. So we're still doing. I mean, we're still doing awesome. We really are. But we can always do more. We can always do better. And our Raiders, many of you know that the Raiders actually missed the playoffs. Oh, just hoping against all hope that we'd still make it, even though we had a really terrible start to the season. And then we benched our quarterback, Derek Stevens. Oh, excuse me, Derek Carr. I know Derek Stevens, right? No, Derek Stevens is actually the owner of the Circa. So, and he never gets benched. Oh no, never. I could bet you money he'll never get ever get benched. Derek Carr, the quarterback for the Raiders, was benched. Lost his starting role the last couple of days of the last couple of games of the season. Hopefully, folks, he will stay in Vegas. He's a mighty guy. And speaking about football, many of you remember the story about his name is Damar Hillman. Forgot the guy's name. He is the one who played for the Buffalo Bills, and he had a cardiac arrest on the field Monday Night Football. I watched the game. I'm telling you, it did not look like a hard hit. I've seen harder hits on the sidelines, but he got hit just right at the right moment. All the stars aligned, at the right time, and he had his heart stopped. The thing that was so amazing, and it continues to happen, was that Damar, his fan base is probably quadrupled, and the amount of money, outpouring of prayers for this young man have not just been localized here in the United States. It's been global. I mean, it's a global phenomenon where people are just praying for this guy. Even Muslims are just out there, and no, I shouldn't say it. I take that back. I don't know if anybody's praying for him. No, I do. There's a lot of people praying for him, but the outpouring of prayers for this young guy have just been phenomenal, and so that has been one of the hallmarks of this whole thing, is that this kid has had a global effect on the world because of this kid. Think of how many people die on a weekly basis, on a daily basis. Go to Chicago. I mean, my gosh. But this one kid, everybody stopped. It's almost as though everything on the planet stopped and turned its attention to this young man and his welfare. Phenomenal. Just phenomenal. Let's talk about the Rebels here. UNLV. Running Rebels win wild one against number 21 New Mexico at sold out pit, 84-77. Come on, baby. That's right. That was on the 7th. Very cool. The Lobos handed their first home loss as UNLV defeats the second-ranked team of the season Saturday night, Albuquerque. So UNLV is looking good, folks. I got to tell you right now. We've lost 3 games overall. We're 12-3, and we defeated number 21 New Mexico, and they're a ranked team. So what does that mean for UNLV? How come we're not ranked? Okay, this is the second ranked team that we've beaten, and that makes cool, right? That's cool. So we're excited about that. Who scored? Let me give you a little rundown. Okay, E.J. Harkless, 25 points. Keyshawn Gilbert, 14 with 5 rebounds. Jordan McCabe put in 12. Come on, Jordan. And Luis Rodriguez, another 12 points. Very cool. So we're very excited about what's going on with the Rebels. They're just doing a fantastic job. And as a matter of fact, if you watch the Friday show, and watch us on Fridays, because we go overboard talking about the Rebels on Fridays. So anything that has to do with them, we will talk about it. As a matter of fact, we're going to do it even more this Friday. We're going to go overboard on the Rebels. Okay, We're just going to do it because we love them. We just love our team. So many of you know about the MSG sphere. And if you don't know what MSG stands for, it stands for monosodium glutamate. No, it doesn't. It's the Madison Square Garden. Yeah, I mean, for some of you, this might be a first time you've ever heard of that, but the MSG sphere, the one that's over off of Spring Mountain Road, Madison Square Garden sphere. It is heralded as the largest indoor video screen. It's huge. It's a 360-degree-ish screen. And it's huge, just huge. So, but it's got a lot of cost overruns. Developers of the $2.717 billion sphere are considering the sale of their upscale Tao restaurant and nightclub to help fund the project's rising construction costs. So that might be something. So it's going to surpass the budget for the Allegiant Stadium. That's huge. And the Allegiant Stadium it's rated like one of the top stadiums in North America, and that's how much that these guys are doing with Allegiant Stadium. We've got the All-Star games. We've got matter of fact, the All-Star game is going to be coming up here a couple of weeks from now. It'll be and don't be upset, folks. There's going to be a flag football game at the Allegiant Stadium. So here's the thing about it, and I know a lot of people are upset about this. They're going, well, why are we going to be paying all this money to watch flag football game? Okay, cool your jets. When you watch the All-Star game, do these guys even hit each other anyways? No, they never. Why would you want these guys to hit each other? It's not like in the old days where, they had playing football, where you just laid into a guy and you tried to knock the guy out. The All-Star games in any sport are just basically ways of the good guys getting together, having fun, talking smack, smoking cigars, drinking beer on the sidelines, and showing off for the crowd. It's entertainment. That's really all it's about. So rather than them putting on the full gear, putting on all the pads and everything else, they said, hey, let's just play a flag football game. That's fine. They'll be running, and then you'll actually be able to see what the guys look like. And that'll be cool because they won't be wearing helmets. I don't think they're going to be wearing helmets. Don't quote me on that, but I don't think they're going to wear helmets. And so it'll be a great time. You'll enjoy it. I will enjoy it. Drink an extra beer if you want to drink an extra beer, smoke a cigar, whatever you're going to do, that kind of stuff. Or just do it family friendly and talk smack. Just talk a lot of smack, and that'll be fun, On a sadder note, folks, Washoe County saw a spike in the number of people who actually succumb to the elements by being homeless. Yeah, 240 unhoused individuals died in Southern Nevada last year. This is a big deal. I mean, it really is. So this is what we're doing at my church. At my church, we're actually collecting. As a matter of fact, the back of my truck is full of stuff that we're going to be taking down to the Las Vegas Rescue Mission. I want to thank the church members at our church, which is Family Worship Center, over at 4000 Spring Road. Two services a week, Wednesday and Sunday. We collected a bunch of clothes, blankets, that kind of stuff that we're donating to the Las Vegas Rescue Mission for one reason only. It's because, you know what? It's cold outside, brother. It's cold outside. Whatever we can do to alleviate some of the distress and some of the pain that people are going through, that's what we'll do. I know there are those of you out there that have got a closet full of stuff that you probably have not worn in decades. So if you're not going to do anything with it, give us a call. Just give us a call. As a matter of fact, send us an email at info@livininvegas.com, info@livininvegas.com, and say, hey, we've got stuff that we'd like to donate for the homeless. It's got to be just a terrible existence to be out there on the streets, freezing your butt off, and then, having to worry about food, staying warm, and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, when I was at my training this weekend, we were in Valley High School. I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you. Valley High School, we were in their gym, and it must have been 40 degrees in there. I mean, it had to be at least only 40 degrees in there. It was freezing. Freezing. I was in there for 8 hours. And at the end of the day, I was so physically worn out from just shivering, just frozen for 8 hours. Even though we were going through a training, that when I got home, I worked on a little bit of music with the wife, and I passed out. That was it. I was gone. I really was. I'm not, guys, I'm not a snowflake. I really am not. I go out riding in the morning, and it's 30 degrees, okay? But I'm doing something. I'm riding a bike, okay? And I'm just, I'm sweating, and I'm, getting the endorphins and all that stuff flowing. Even my hair, not on my head, but on my beard, are growing because I'm riding and I'm doing this thing. But when you're just sitting there and you really have nothing to do, that's just bad juju, folks. This is no bueno, bad juju, all that stuff. And so if we as people who live in a country that have so much, we're not asking you to go out and buy a brand new, Tommy Hilfiger or, whatever the latest thing is. Empty out your closet. Just empty out your closet and say, hey, look, this stuff, I'm not going to wear it. It's in good shape. Somebody else can benefit from it. Okay. Send us an email at info@livininvegas.com, info@livininvegas.com, and we will find a way to get that to the right people so that they can at least survive during the summer or during the winter. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's my public service announcement. What else is going on? Oh, did you know? This is the last story because I know we're running late. Yeah, we're running over. Over the weekend, it was National National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day over the weekend, and we want to thank all of our first responders, those people that are out there on the front lines that are helping keep this world safe. And so we missed it over the weekend. It was just a couple of days ago, and I kind of missed it. It was oh no, it's today. Oh, thank you. Oh, I thought I missed it. So National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day is today, January 9th, and so the newly seated Nye County Sheriff Joe McGill is taking the opportunity to shine the spotlight on the department and its many dedicated deputies and officers. And folks, it's not just relegated to Nye County. It's down here. Okay, it's for all law enforcement people. It's your National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Go out there and kiss it. Go and kiss somebody. Kiss them on the lips. Okay, they deserve it. They really do. They're risking their lives all the time. Okay, and sometimes these guys need this. They do. I've met a couple of guys. Like I said, they were school police officers, but they're still they're still part of the brotherhood. And these guys are on edge all the time. And the reason why is because, there's knuckleheads out there that give them reason to be on edge all the time. Go up slowly and don't do it fast. Don't reach for your, don't try to sneak up on them, okay, because they might go nuts on you. But go out and buy them a cup of coffee, something like that. I think that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go out and buy, oh, no, I've got some. I've got a Starbucks card or something like that. Give one to a cop. Okay. Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. It's a national day. Okay. And don't forget, on Fridays, we celebrate the UNLV Running Rebels on the weekends. So wear your red. Okay. You can wear red. You can wear your red tie. Come here. Tie. Wear your red tie. Wear your red bracelet, your silicone bracelet. Show off your UNLV tattoos, whatever you got. Okay. But do all of those things and make it exciting for somebody. Okay. Anyways, this has been Sherman Ray for the Livin in Vegas podcast. Thank you, folks, for being a part of the show. Once again, be on the alert for an announcement, probably either on our Facebook page, on our website for sure, at livininvegas.com, where you and we'll try to post it here on YouTube also. If we're going to change the hours of the show, because we're probably going to have to do that. I want to give you a heads up right now. They're going to change. We just don't know what time yet, okay? So anyways, we will see you again Wednesday for more of the Livin in Vegas podcast. Thanks a lot, folks. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.